friends, it is time to start our new book. So we have, like I showed you yesterday, the second book. It tells us right here that this is number 2. The second book of Dory Phantasmagory, The Real True Friends. And I want you to think, I asked you to wonder about what does that even mean, the real true friend. So try and remember what you said yesterday. I'm going to jump right in so we can start to experience this new book. I'm pretty excited. Alright, we have Chapter 1, Such a Weirdo. My name is Dory, but everyone calls me Rascal. This is my family. I have a mom, dad, big brother, and big sister who are just regular people. I also have a monster and fairy godmother who are not regular because only I can see them. Mary is my monster. She sleeps under my bed and plays with me all day. Mr. Nuggy is my fairy godmother. He lives in the woods but comes over if I have an emergency. And I'm about to have an emergency pretty soon because tomorrow is the first day of school. I tell Mary the big news while we are playing our favorite game, Exercise Club. Wait, what is school again? Oh yeah, that place with the water fountain, says Mary. There are so many kids and not a lot of grown-ups. Yippee! I love that place, she says. Let's get packing. Mary decides to make a list of what I should bring. I'm sorry, but I cannot read this, I say. She reads it to me. Please bring to school tomorrow your dad's dirty laundry, extra salami, and lemon juice. What a weird list. I say, are you sure you remember what school is? Uh-huh, super sure, she says. All right, I say, I'm trusting you. First, we collect as much of my dad's dirty laundry as we can. Are you done with that undershirt you are wearing? Do-da-do-da-do. Then, I stuff the laundry in my backpack. It makes me look like a big kid with my backpack full of homework. So that's what it's for. Second, we sneak down to the kitchen. Luckily, no one is there. I grab a handful of salami and put it in my lunchbox. It's true, my mom never packs me enough salami. Slow down, you too. Third, we look for lemon juice. Okay, let's figure out what this is for, I tell Mary. I'm going to take a tiny squeeze, and you tell me what happens. Wow! Ooh, yeah. So, I ask. Your muscles are huge, says Mary. What else, I say. And your bones are lit up like light bulbs. What else? And you have magic eyebrows, says Mary. I don't know what that means, but I like it. Let's pack it, I say. Oh, forgot to show you the picture. Just then, my brother and sister come into the kitchen. What are you doing? Asks my sister Violet. Nothing, I say, while Mary quickly sneaks the bottle of lemon juice into my lunchbox. You know, Rascal, you're going to have to get dressed for school. You can't wear that dirty old nightgown every day anymore, says Violet. And you can't talk to yourself at school, says my brother Luke. And do not move the furniture around in your classroom to build a fort like you did last year, says Violet. You know, Rascal, you can't, and don't. Just try not to imagine things, says Luke. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to remember, Rascal. It sounds to me like Rascal may have been pretty hard in her classroom. Maybe she did something she wasn't supposed to do. Right, says Violet, pointing her finger, no matter what. Do not use your imagination, like telling people that monsters live in our house, says Luke. Or talking about Mrs. Gobblecracker, says Violet. Mrs. Who? I'm done with her, I say, which is a huge lie because Mrs. Gobblecracker is still my favorite game. Mrs. Gobblecracker is a robber, and she is 507 years old. And she has very sharp teeth, and she wanted to steal me away from my family and lock me in her cave forever. But I was too tricky. And, says Violet, the most important thing for you to remember is don't be yourself. Can you do that? Rascal, what are you staring at? Says Luke. Pay attention. Do you know why we are telling you all this? Says Violet, shaking my shoulders. Wake up. Pay attention. Because if you act like such a weirdo, nobody will want to be friends with you. Violet's words are like giant rocks that fall from the sky and hit me on my head one by one and make the monsters disappear. What? I say. Violet says slowly, because you won't have any friends. I don't care, I say, but I imagine myself all alone at recess. If you want friends, says Violet, you should listen to me. You should plan your outfit for the first day of school. I'm sorry about all the dinging. I'm going to close my email so it stops. I'm busy already, I say, walking backward out of the kitchen. Then I turn around and run upstairs to my room and shut the door. As fast as I can, I take all of my clothes out of my drawers, every single one of them, and put them in a huge pile so that I can plan my outfit for tomorrow. I search for my best clothes to wear on the first day. These plaid pants, this polka dot shirt, this rainbow shirt on top, striped socks, Santa hat. No, yes, no, I can't decide. Should she wear the Santa hat? Definitely wear the hat, says Mary. That's what I thought, I say. She looks amazing. But what am I going to wear to school? Asked Mary. Last year, I brought Mary to school with me every day. But now, I think she'd better stay home. Especially when I remember last year. Last year. Mary always said she had to go to the bathroom when she really didn't have to go. She just wanted to play with the soap in the bathroom. So one day, the teacher said no, she couldn't go. But guess what? She really did have to go. So do you know what happened? All over the floor. She might have gone potty in her pants. What on earth is that smell? Also, it turned out that Mary was hiding salami in her desk. Oh yeah, and one day she took her shoes off and then she couldn't find them. Nobody ever found them. I felt so bad for her that I let her borrow my shoes. She also whispered bathroom words in everybody's ears. And she could never remember to raise her hand. She interrupted all the time. And her answer for everything was chicken. What word rhymes with house? Chicken! Sorry, Mary, you have to stay home, I tell her. Last year was too crazy. Mary sulks. But without me, you won't have a friend. I'm going to make a new friend, I say. A real friend. No, says Mary, bursting into tears. Please, no. That night, my brain keeps waking me up with so many questions. Who will I play with at recess? Will I be lonely without Mary? Will I miss my nightgown? Am I such a weirdo? Are we going to have a class pet? Could it be a hamster? Could we name it Flower Ball? Are we going to have opposite day? I will wear my clothes inside out and backwards for opposite day. What will my teacher look like? Good morning, boys and girls. Looks like she's imagining Mrs. Gobblecracker as her teacher. That's so silly. I wake up my dad and tell him I have a stomach ache. He says, you don't really have a stomach ache. And I say, but how do you know? And he says, because the other night you told me you had a stomach ache in your ear. So I say, good night, he says, but I still can't sleep, so I call Mr. Nuggy. Whoa, that was fast. I'm scared about school, I say. I don't want to go. You've got to help me. What can you do? Can you use some of your magic wand to make it go away? Don't worry, he says. I have a plan. I'm going to do some magic to turn your whole school into a pancake, so you won't have to go ever. A pancake? I ask. Yes, but it's a very complicated recipe and I'm going to need some chickens, and it might take a few days. All right, that's okay, I say. A pancake sounds just fine, I think. A great, big, buttery pancake instead of school would be perfect, is my last thought before I close my eyes and finally fall asleep. You see, there's our pancake school. Silly. Okay, we have chapter 2, Best Friends Forever. It looks like she decided on the hat. Okay, I'm going to give you your sneak peek. Okay, I'm going to show you one more page. Okay, tomorrow we will read chapter 2 called Best Friends Forever. Now what I want you to do before we read tomorrow is I want you to think about a time that maybe you felt like Dory, like you didn't want to go somewhere, you were trying to get out of it. What didn't you want to go to? What were you trying to get out of? So think about that. I will tell you my story in the morning of what I didn't want to go to and what I wanted to get out of. And then hopefully we will enjoy our next chapter. So I will see you tomorrow. Have a fantastic day. Bye.